Welcome to Argentina, the country of extremes, a land where passion, culture, and breathtaking landscapes collide. In this travel documentary, we'll uncover 15 mind-blowing truths you won't believe exist. Stay tuned, the journey starts now. In Argentina, flirting is common. In Argentina, flirting is not just a romantic gesture, it's woven into the very fabric of everyday life. People greet each other with warmth, often with a kiss on the cheek, even between acquaintances, and conversations are full of playful banter and teasing. This culture of affection makes flirting feel natural, spontaneous, and far less intimidating compared to more reserved countries. Compliments flow easily, and both men and women enjoy the art of wordplay, where humor, confidence, and charisma are highly valued. For many Argentinian women, flirting is less about immediate romance and more about connection. It's a way to test chemistry, enjoy the moment, and see if someone can keep up with quick wit and engaging conversation. Direct eye contact, subtle touches, and genuine compliments are all common parts of these interactions. The playful energy is often seen in social gatherings, cafes, and even on the bustling streets of Buenos Aires, where conversations can spark out of nowhere. Dating in Argentina reflects this vibrant dynamic. A compliment is appreciated, but it must come across as sincere rather than rehearsed. Women often expect partners to be confident without being arrogant, and showing interest through thoughtful conversation usually carries more weight than material gestures. Men are often expressive and charming, but women are equally forward when they're interested, making the process a two-way street. Interestingly, this culture of flirting doesn't necessarily lead to quick commitments. Relationships tend to build through repeated encounters, long conversations, and eventually, strong emotional connections. What makes Argentine flirting unique is its balance. It's bold, yet respectful, playful, yet meaningful. For travelers, it can feel refreshing to experience a culture where expressing attraction is celebrated openly, and where a simple chat can transform into a passionate connection full of laughter and charm. The end of the world. Perched on the southern tip of Tierra del Fuego, Ushuaia sits quietly against a backdrop of snow-capped mountains and the icy Beagle Channel. Its streets slope down toward the harbor, where ships prepare for the ultimate journey across the Drake Passage to Antarctica. Known as El Fin del Mundo, the end of the world, the city has a raw, adventurous energy. The winds carry a chill that reminds visitors how close they are to the edge of the habitable world, and yet the town bustles with life, color, and warmth. Every corner of Ushuaia feels like a story waiting to be told. Once a remote penal colony, it has transformed into a hub of adventure tourism, drawing explorers, trekkers, and dreamers. Hikers venture into Tierra del Fuego National Park, where trails cut through lenga forests and lead to hidden lakes reflecting jagged peaks. The wildlife here feels like it belongs to another era. Penguins waddle along rocky shores, sea lions bark from the water, and condors glide over dramatic cliffs. Each site reminds travelers of nature's dominance in this untamed frontier. But what truly makes Ushuaia unforgettable is its role as a gateway. More than just a city, it is the stepping stone to Antarctica. Cruise ships line its docks, ready to carry passengers across one of the wildest stretches of ocean on Earth. For those who stand on its windswept pier, gazing southward, Ushuaia is more than a destination. It is a threshold, a promise that beyond the horizon lies the unknown, waiting to be touched. The highest mountain outside Asia. Rising proudly in the Andes of western Argentina, Mount Aconcagua stands as the tallest peak outside Asia, reaching an astonishing 6,961 meters. Its massive snow-capped summit dominates the horizon. A giant among mountains, often referred to as the Stone Sentinel. Unlike many Himalayan giants, Aconcagua is accessible without technical climbing, which makes it a magnet for adventurers from around the globe. Yet, its altitude and extreme conditions still demand respect, as oxygen thins and winds roar across its slopes. The journey to Aconcagua begins in Mendoza, a city famous for its vineyards, where climbers and trekkers prepare for the challenge ahead. As they ascend through valleys, glaciers, and barren high-altitude landscapes, the environment shifts dramatically. Base camps like Plaza de Mulas buzz with international climbers, their tents clustered beneath the towering giant. Each step higher brings not only breathtaking views, but also the test of endurance against freezing nights, sudden storms, and the thin air that makes even small tasks feel monumental. The climb is less about ropes and technical skill and more about patience, resilience, and determination. Even for those who never attempt to summit Aconcagua, the mountain offers unforgettable experiences. Surrounding trails allow trekkers to witness its sheer beauty without climbing to the top. The mountain reflects the spirit of Argentina itself, bold, challenging, and awe-inspiring. To stand at its base is to feel both small and limitless, humbled by nature, yet inspired to push beyond boundaries. Aconcagua is not just a mountain, it is a symbol of human aspiration against the raw power of the earth. Argentina, a land of tango. In the late 1800s, in the bustling port neighborhoods of Buenos Aires, a new rhythm was born that would soon travel across the world: tango. Emerging from the meeting of European immigrants, African rhythms, and local traditions, tango was more than just a dance. It was a story told through movement. At first, it was the dance of the working class, performed in crowded taverns and on street corners. But its intensity, with every step charged with longing and drama, quickly captured attention far beyond Argentina's borders. As tango grew in popularity, it transformed into a cultural symbol of Argentina itself. The dance pairs a sharp elegance with deep emotion, where partners lean into each other in perfect harmony, embodying both intimacy and tension. The haunting sounds of the bandoneon, the signature instrument of tango, fill the air with melodies that seem to carry the soul of Buenos Aires. By the early 20th century, tango had swept across Paris, London, and New York, becoming an international sensation while still holding on to its roots in Argentine passion and identity. Today, tango is celebrated not only on glamorous stages, but also in the streets and milongas of Buenos Aires, where locals and visitors gather to dance late into the night. Watching dancers move with precision and fire is to witness a living tradition that bridges past and present. Tango remains Argentina's gift to the world, a universal language of rhythm, connection, and raw human emotion that continues to mesmerize audiences everywhere. Glaciers that move like rivers. In the heart of Patagonia lies the breathtaking Perito Moreno Glacier, a natural wonder that seems almost alive. Stretching over 30 kilometers in length and towering 70 meters above the surface of Lake Argentino, this giant sheet of ice is one of the rare glaciers on Earth that is still advancing. Its massive blue walls glisten under the southern sun, drawing travelers from around the world who come to witness its raw power and beauty. Unlike most glaciers retreating due to climate change, Perito Moreno defies the trend, steadily pushing forward as if determined to remind us of nature's resilience. What makes this glacier extraordinary is its constant movement. As it advances, the ice cracks, creaks, and groans, releasing thunderous roars that echo through the valley. Towering chunks of ice regularly break off, plunging into the turquoise waters below in dramatic bursts that send waves rippling across the lake. Standing on the viewing platforms, visitors can feel the anticipation build as they wait for the next calving, a spectacle of sound and motion that feels both violent and awe-inspiring. It is as though the glacier itself breathes, shifting and reshaping with every passing moment. Beyond its dramatic displays, Perito Moreno is a symbol of Patagonia's wild spirit, Trekking across its surface reveals deep crevasses, sparkling ice caves, and rivers of meltwater winding like veins through the glacier. Each step on this frozen giant is a journey into a landscape that is at once fragile and eternal, a living river of ice that continues to shape the land and captivate all who stand before it. The world's largest waterfall system, deep within the lush rainforest on the border of Argentina and Brazil, Iguazu Falls unfolds in a breathtaking display of nature's power. With 275 individual drops spanning nearly 3 kilometers, this waterfall system is the largest in the world, dwarfing both Niagara Falls and Victoria Falls in scale. The Cascades thunder down in endless sheets of water, creating mist that rises high into the sky and nourishes the surrounding jungle. Standing before it, visitors are overwhelmed by both the immensity of the falls and the symphony of crashing water that seems to shake the very ground. Among its many drops, none is more famous than the Devil's Throat, a U-shaped chasm where torrents of water plunge with unstoppable force into a roaring abyss. The spray is so intense that rainbows often form, arching brilliantly across the sky, while the roar of the falls drowns out all other sounds. Wooden walkways allow adventurers to approach dangerously close, where they can feel the spray on their skin and the vibration in their bones. It is an experience that is both humbling and exhilarating, a poignant reminder of our smallness against the backdrop of Earth's great wonders. Beyond the spectacle of water, Iguazu Falls is alive with biodiversity. The surrounding national park is home to toucans, butterflies, monkeys, and jaguars, thriving in the dense subtropical forest. Here, the drama of the falls is matched by the richness of life around them, making Iguazu not just a natural wonder, but a living paradise where earth, water, and life meet in spectacular harmony. Football obsession. In Argentina, football is more than just a sport. It is the heartbeat of the nation. From the dusty streets of small towns to the roaring stadiums of Buenos Aires, children grow up with a ball at their feet, dreaming of wearing their country's iconic blue and white stripes. The passion for the game runs so deep that matches are treated like sacred rituals, uniting families, friends, and entire communities. Victories ignite fireworks and songs that echo into the night, while defeats bring tears that feel like shared national grief. For Argentines, football is identity, pride, and emotion all rolled into one. Two names tower above all others in Argentina's football history: Diego Maradona and Lionel Messi. Maradona, remembered for his dazzling dribbles and his infamous Hand of God goal, is revered as a flawed genius whose talent electrified the world. Messi, on the other hand, embodies quiet excellence and dedication, breaking records and finally fulfilling Argentina's dream of World Cup glory in 2022. Together, they are worshipped as legends, their faces painted on murals, their names sung in chants, and their stories told like holy scriptures passed down from generation to generation. The devotion to football extends beyond individuals to the legendary rivalries and clubs that dominate Argentine culture. Matches between Boca Juniors and River Plate are battles that split households, with emotions running higher than politics or religion. Yet, whether divided by clubs or united by the national team, Argentines share the same truth. Football is not just a game here, it is a way of life, a living passion that defines the soul of the country. Roaming the Pampas, discovering Argentina's iconic cowboy culture. Stretching endlessly across the heart of Argentina, the Pampas are vast grassy plains that seem to touch the horizon in every direction. These fertile lowlands, covering thousands of kilometers, are the country's agricultural engine, producing wheat, corn, and especially beef, which has made Argentine steak famous worldwide. The wide open skies and rolling fields give the Pampas a timeless beauty, a landscape where simplicity feels grand, and nature dominates with quiet strength. Life here moves at a different rhythm, tied to the seasons and the land itself. At the heart of this world are the gauchos, Argentina's legendary cowboys. Dressed in wide-brimmed hats, bombacha trousers, and boots, gauchos embody independence, toughness, and a deep connection to the plains they roam. They are masters of horsemanship and cattle herding, spending long days riding across the grasslands with their trusty knives and lassos. Once seen as nomadic wanderers, gauchos have become cultural icons, celebrated in literature, folklore, and festivals. Their traditions, like playing the guitar by a campfire or brewing mate under the stars, capture the spirit of freedom and resilience that defines the Pampas. But the Pampas are not only about work and tradition, they are about community and celebration too. Rural towns across the plains host festivals where gaucho skills are displayed in rodeo-style events, music fills the air, and grills sizzle with asado, Argentina's signature barbecue. Visitors find in the Pampas a living connection between land, people, and culture, a place where the endless horizon mirrors the endless pride of Argentina's cowboy heritage. The blue-eyed penguins, along the windswept coasts of Patagonia, an extraordinary sight greets travelers. Vast colonies of Magellanic penguins, often called the blue-eyed penguins for the glint in their gaze. Every year, hundreds of thousands of these charming birds waddle ashore from the Atlantic to breed, nest, and raise their chicks. The beaches transform into bustling penguin cities, with burrows dotting the ground and the air filled with the sound of their distinctive braying calls. Watching them shuffle in pairs or dive gracefully into the ocean is like witnessing two different worlds: clumsy comedians on land, elegant swimmers in the sea. The Magellanic penguins of Patagonia are among the largest colonies anywhere, and their behavior is endlessly fascinating. Lifelong partners return to the same burrow each year, reuniting after long migrations that stretch as far north as Brazil. They take turns guarding the nest and fishing, their teamwork a symbol of loyalty and resilience. Despite their small size, these penguins are hardy survivors, adapted to the harsh winds and icy waters of the South Atlantic. Their presence reminds visitors of the delicate balance of nature in one of the world's wildest regions. Visiting places like Punta Tombo or Peninsula Valdez offers an unforgettable chance to walk among these colonies, often just a few steps away from the penguins themselves. The sight of thousands of birds stretching to the horizon, the smell of the sea, and the sound of flapping wings create a sensory experience unlike any other. In Patagonia, the blue-eyed penguins are not just wildlife. They are living ambassadors of a land where nature still reigns supreme. The longest avenue of vineyards. Stretching across the foothills of the Andes, Mendoza is a paradise of vineyards, where endless rows of grapevines form what feels like the longest avenue of wine on Earth. The region is blessed with over 300 days of sunshine a year, pure mountain water for irrigation, and fertile soils that make it the heart of Argentina's winemaking tradition. Driving through Mendoza, one sees not just fields, but an endless green ocean of vines that seem to merge with the horizon, framed by snow-capped peaks. It's here that Argentina's wine story truly flourishes, turning the landscape into a living postcard. At the heart of this wine empire stands the Malbec grape, which found its ideal home in Mendoza after being introduced from France in the 19th century. While it struggled in Europe, Malbec thrived in Argentina's unique climate, producing bold, velvety wines that quickly became world-famous. Today, Argentina is the fifth largest wine producer in the world, and Mendoza alone accounts for the majority of its production. From boutique family vineyards to sprawling estates, the variety of styles and flavors ensures that every glass tells a story of land, heritage, and craftsmanship. Visitors to Mendoza are invited not just to taste, but to immerse themselves in the culture of wine. Horseback rides through vineyards at sunset, wine-pairing feasts under starry skies, and tours of ancient cellars all make the journey unforgettable. In this land, the vineyards aren't just fields. They're Argentina's longest avenue of tradition, passion, and artistry poured into every bottle. The world's largest dinosaur. Deep in the Patagonian wilderness, paleontologists uncovered a discovery that rewrote the history of giants, the fossils of Argentinosaurus, the largest dinosaur ever to walk the earth. Stretching nearly 40 meters from head to tail, this colossal creature weighed as much as 10 elephants combined. Its bones, scattered across the dusty plains, give scientists a rare glimpse into a prehistoric world where Argentina was home to giants that dwarfed anything living today. Standing beside its reconstructed skeleton, visitors are left in awe of just how immense life once was on this land. What makes Argentinosaurus extraordinary is not just its size, but the mystery that surrounds it. Unlike smaller dinosaurs, no complete skeleton has been found, leaving paleontologists to piece together its anatomy from fragments. Yet, from these clues, they have built a picture of a slow-moving, long-necked herbivore that roamed the fertile plains in herds, feasting on trees that once towered in ancient Patagonia. Each fossil tells a story of adaptation and survival in a world that was both dangerous and dynamic, ruled by predators as fierce as Giganotosaurus, another Argentine discovery. Today, Patagonia is a treasure trove for dinosaur enthusiasts, where museums showcase these prehistoric marvels and dig sites remain active with new finds. The legacy of Argentinosaurus is more than bones. It's a reminder of Argentina's role as a cradle of paleontology. For travelers, standing before the fossils of the world's largest dinosaur is like gazing into the distant past, where giants once reigned supreme on Earth. Avenida Corrientes. Avenida Corrientes pulses at the heart of Buenos Aires, a street where the city's soul comes alive under neon lights. Nicknamed the street that never sleeps, it stretches for kilometers, buzzing with energy no matter the hour. Bookshops stay open late into the night, their windows glowing with endless shelves that invite readers to step inside. Theaters spill their crowds onto the sidewalks, while street performers add rhythm and laughter to the flow of life. For locals and visitors alike, walking along Corrientes feels like stepping into an unending festival of culture. The avenue is inseparably tied to tango, Argentina's most iconic dance. Legendary clubs, tucked between cafes and restaurants, host dancers who glide across wooden floors with passion and drama. Music drifts from open doors, mixing with the chatter of night owls and the aroma of fresh pizza, the city's favorite late-night bite. This blend of art, food, and dance has earned Corrientes a reputation as the cultural heartbeat of Buenos Aires, where history and modernity share the same stage. Yet Corrientes is not only about nightlife, it's about identity. For decades, playwrights, poets, and musicians have found inspiration on this street, leaving behind a legacy that still lingers in its theaters and bookstores. To stroll down Avenida Corrientes is to witness the living history of Argentina's creativity, a reminder that in Buenos Aires, culture doesn't sleep, it thrives, night after night. Home of the world's first animated feature film. In 1917, long before Disney became a household name, Argentina made cinematic history with the creation of El Apostol, the world's first full-length animated feature film. Directed by Quirino Cristiani, an Italian-born Argentine artist, the film was a political satire using more than 58,000 hand-drawn frames. At a time when animation was limited to short reels, Cristiani's work broke boundaries, proving that the art form could be used to tell complex, full-length stories. Sadly, the original reels were lost in a fire, leaving only their legend behind. But their legacy remains etched in the history of cinema. Cristiani's pioneering spirit didn't stop there. He later created Peludopolis in 1931, the first animated feature film with sound, again decades ahead of his global peers. These works, though not preserved, highlight Argentina's surprising role as a cradle of innovation in the world of animation. While the United States would later dominate the field, it was Buenos Aires where the seeds of animated storytelling first blossomed, reshaping how audiences could experience film. Today, Argentina honors Cristiani's contribution as a forgotten genius of cinema. His story reminds us that creativity often emerges in unexpected corners of the world. Every time a child marvels at an animated film, they're unknowingly walking in the footsteps of Cristiani, the visionary who proved that moving drawings could build entire worlds. The Pink Palace. Standing proudly in Buenos Aires' Plaza de Mayo, the Casa Rosada, or Pink House, is one of Argentina's most iconic landmarks. Its striking pink facade immediately captures attention. But behind the color lies a fascinating story. In the 19th century, Argentina was torn between two rival political factions, the Federalists, represented by red, and the Unitarians, symbolized by white. To ease tensions, President Domingo Sarmiento ordered the palace painted pink, blending the two colors into one powerful gesture of unity and peace. Since then, the Casa Rosada has stood not only as a seat of government, but also as a symbol of reconciliation. Beyond its color, the Casa Rosada is steeped in history. This is the palace where presidents have ruled the nation, where political rallies have shaken the plaza outside, and where voices of protest and celebration continue to echo. Perhaps most famously, it is the balcony of the Casa Rosada, where Eva Perón, beloved as Evita, spoke to throngs of Argentines, her voice carried with emotion and hope. Those moments turned the palace into a stage for democracy and passion, forever embedding it in Argentina's cultural memory. Today, visitors can tour the Casa Rosada and even walk through the Museo Casa Rosada, which preserves artifacts of the nation's past. Its pink walls stand as both art and history, reminding all who see it that Argentina's story is written not just in power, but in the pursuit of unity. Whales and glaciers together. Argentina offers one of the most surreal travel experiences on Earth. The chance to see whales in the morning and touch a glacier by the afternoon. On the wind-swept shores of Peninsula Valdez, southern right whales gather every year to breed and raise their calves. From the deck of a small boat, you can watch these gentle giants breach, their massive bodies crashing back into the Atlantic with a thunderous splash. Sometimes, they even approach curiously, their eyes meeting yours in a moment that feels impossibly personal. It's not just whales either. Elephant seals, sea lions, and penguins share this wild stretch of Patagonia, making every visit a front-row seat to nature's drama. A short flight or scenic drive away lies El Calafate, gateway to the glaciers of Los Glaciares National Park. Here, the star is Perito Moreno Glacier, one of the few in the world that is still advancing. Its towering ice wall stretches 5 kilometers across, groaning, cracking, and sending chunks of ice crashing into the turquoise waters below. Walking along the viewing platforms feels like standing beside a living creature. And for the more adventurous, guided treks let you set foot directly on its icy surface. The combination is nothing short of extraordinary. Few places let you greet ocean giants before lunch, and then stand atop an ancient river of ice by sunset. In Argentina, Whales and glaciers share the same horizon, reminding travelers that extremes can coexist in the most magical ways. Thanks for joining us on this journey through Argentina, the country of extremes. If you enjoyed this travel documentary, hit the like button, subscribe for more adventures, and share with fellow explorers. Until next time, keep wandering.